Sup? Welcome to Tales Tomorrow. I am Morrow, your storyteller for today, and with me I have some more RPG horror stories. I used to play in a campaign that I'm no longer in right now. There were a lot of issues. It's the same campaign that I wrote an RPG horror story about. I did have about a terabyte of recordings of like playing in session and stuff that I guess are kind of just gonna be going down the drain. Some of you all know that I'm running my own campaign outside of just the Final Fantasy 14 campaign where I'm teaching my friends how to play D&D and stuff. I decided I don't want to make the campaign like a content creator campaign or anything like that, but I might ask my friends here and there to see if it's okay to record some sessions. Maybe I can share some sessions in like a animated creative format where just, you know, not just watching TTRPG and pieces moving around, but like find ways to animate a little bit extra bits and pieces to it. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and get some RPG horror stories for today. AITA for giving my players consequences. This happened a year ago, but my player still brings it up and he's very salty about it. Whoa, I mean, if something happened a year ago, you'd think you'd forget about it. Must have been really bad then, I think. During one of the campaigns I ran, the player had a cursed bag of holding. Basically anything he retrieved from the bag there was a chance the bag would try to take him instead. That fateful day came when I rolled, and when he reached into the bag, his arm felt a tug and he was fighting the bag. The other members tried to help, but he was already elbow deep. Our bard, a separate person, then cast Dispel Magic on the bag, which temporarily cuts off the bag. But because his arm was halfway into the separate dimension being pulled from the other side, I told him his arm popped off from the elbow down, as the bag now claimed it. Whoa! You know, I didn't even think that could be a possibility, but now, that, oh my god, that's like a... Oh... That's such a consequence. I mean, kind of a cool interaction within the world, makes sense, but like, oh my god. He got furious and demanded that I retcon him losing his arm. The bard also said I was an a-hole for maiming a player. I was guilted into just having his arm grow back. They've acted upset before when they don't like consequences to their actions, but this is the first they got actually mad. I was going to try and lead them to a priest who could cast Regenerate on him and do a small side quest, but that didn't happen. Did I go too far? Edit. For everyone who's asking, yes, they knew about the curse and they cast Identify on it beforehand. They just decided they could handle the curse if it ever came about. When the bard cast Dispel Magic, did you let him know that this could potentially cause the person with the bag to have the arm be amputated since it was halfway into the bag, like elbow deep? Did they know ahead of time that that would happen? If they did, then consequence of their actions. If they didn't, and it was just kind of a surprise, I mean, realistically, I don't see what else could have happened. Like, your arm would just, you sticking your hand into a magical bag, or you have a cursed item that you identify to be a cursed item that you're putting your arm into to grab something out of it, and something inside is pulling you in, and your bard casts Dispel Magic while you're elbow deep inside of the magical bag. I mean, what else do you think would happen? That your arm would just be just fine? I mean, I guess there could be a chance for that, but I think this plot point actually sounds interesting. And I mean, if players are really worried about losing limbs and stuff, like the DM said, they could just have the cleric go and cast Regenerate and talk about their options before completely retconning the whole thing. Maybe get a prosthetic. I know prosthetics is an item that you can get, and if I understand correctly, this should be fairly cheap. I'm pretty sure you could find like a mechanic or an artificer that could build you a prosthetic, maybe even build a prosthetic that could make you even better. I don't think you were the a-hole, but I feel like maybe the room wasn't read properly. I feel like y'all should just talked it out. I don't think anybody really is the a-hole here whatsoever. I mean, yeah, players were kind of dumb for having a cursed bag, and I mean, yeah, the players probably were pretty dumb keeping a cursed item, knowing full well that at any point the thing inside the cursed bag could try to drag him inside of it. Clearly, players are just unhappy with these sort of consequences, but they should know that actions have consequences, that a player shouldn't be taking a cursed item with them, especially if it's going to try to pull their arm into it. And also, you shouldn't dispel and made pull into the pocket dimension that the item is creating. People that are watching the video, if you'd like to let me know in the comments below if anybody is an a-hole, it's up to you. My opinion, honestly, is going to be this. It's a missed opportunity for really fun storytelling. Anyway, let's get to the next story for today. DM turns party into monsters. DMPC easily kills entire party. This was the most bizarre experience I've ever had. It was meant to be a D&D 5e one-shot with homebrew elements run in person by someone I didn't know too well. I was invited by my friend who was another player, and they told me that this DM had been really good in the past. I took the word for it and agreed to join the one-shot. The party consisted of me, the bard, my friend, cleric, barbarian, and sorcerer, and of course, the DM. The one-shot started pretty standard with no red flags. The party met in the tavern as a group of strangers who all took the same job from an adventurer's wanted poster. We met with the NPC who assigned the job and were set on our way. Our party had to travel up to this dangerous spooky mountain to what appeared to be an abandoned manor at the top. The DM explained that many rumors described this place as being super haunted and filled with monsters. It was around Halloween in real life, so the spooky theme seemed fun. Halfway up the mountain, DM described an encounter with a werewolf. This werewolf was extremely overpowered to the point where a group of level 5 adventurers would stand no chance against it. It was rolling attacks that did upwards of 25 damage per turn. I think the least amount of damage it did was 15. Christ! Suffice it to say, my character did not live through the encounter, and neither did sorcerers. Cleric and Barbarian were able to flee the combat after Barbarian rendered the werewolf prone for 2 turns. The DM asked us to hand over our character sheets, then gave us a pre-made character. I was playing an extremely powerful vampire that had abilities and powers I had never heard of. I assumed these things to be the DM's homebrew. An example one attack I had was called Touch of the Undead, which functioned similar to Burning Hands, but with a necrotic damage, and I rolled 5d12 for damage. It was crazy overpowered, and I was confused about why it was like this. Oh my god. Whoa, wait, hold on. So you die, and instead you get replaced with a monster character, like with a monster stat block, I guess? Where now you are a vampire that can do some insane damage. Are they gonna try to initiate like PvP against living players and dead players or something? Or is this just a change in the character? That'd be kind of cool, actually. Like if you die to a vampire or like a werewolf, and they decide to bring you to the lair, do a blood transfusion to turn you into them, to become the thralls and minions or something. That'd be kind of cool, actually. DM explained to me and Sorcerer that our new characters were not yet in contact with the party. Our characters were awaiting the party's arrival in a manor up ahead. I asked if we were meant to team up with the party, and the DM got noticeably irritated with this question, as if it was obvious what we were supposed to do. DM told me that Sorcerer and I would stop at nothing to see the party eradicated. Sorcerer mentioned that our characters seemed too strong for Cleric and Barbarian alone. The DM told him that there was a reason for it. We carried on. Never mind, I take it back. For whatever reason, the DM really wants to put this PvP. Why? Oh, the title. Turning everybody into a monster so that his epic DMPC can come in and slay everybody. Ugh, that's cringe. Cleric and Barbarian finally managed to make it to the manor after barely avoiding and escaping 3 other overpowered monster encounters. They both had extremely low health, and Cleric was almost out of spell slots. They tried to find an alternative entrance to the manor, not wanting to use the front doors that were an obvious trap. But DM railroaded them into using the doors. As they entered the manor, they encountered Sorcerer and I. We all rolled for initiative, and the battle was over in 1 round. The DM handed Cleric and Barbarian new character sheets that were also overpowered monsters. Suddenly, a paladin in shining golden armor burst through the front doors. "I've come to stop your reign of terror, monsters. You'll pay for the innocent lives you've taken," he yells as he points his sword at you threateningly. You'll recognize him as the legendary elf paladin Elwyn Clary, vanquisher of evil and slayer of monsters. The DM said this to us with all seriousness. We exchanged looks with each other. I don't think any of us knew how to react. Oh my god, is this a DMPC self-insert? It is a DMPC self-insert, isn't it? The DM gave us a look that was a mix of irritation and confusion. Aren't you going to attack him? Barbarian rolled to attack, landing in that 20 plus 7 to hit. It misses, the DM said with a smug smile. Dude, it's a 20. It's a critical success. If suddenly a critical success, even a 20 can't hit him, then what's the are these players just prisoners to watch how your cool DMPC bad boy is just gonna be slaying all these monsters and becoming victorious just so you can self-stroke your own ego? Jesus Christ. This is beyond cringe. We proceed to get our crap absolutely rocked by the DMPC. This paladin was hitting us with an unreal amounts of damage and barely taking a single hit from us. I think we were able to hit him twice in total. I'm not sure what the paladin's AC was, but it was insanely high. My monster character had a total of 300-ish health, and I was down on 2 turns. Levels of damage he was dealing made 0 sense. Of course that makes 0 sense because it's the overpowered, super awesome, super godlike DMPC self-insert. You guys were never supposed to win or have fun. You as audience members, so the DM can show you how cool his DMPC is. Ugh, cringe. After the paladin killed our entire party, the DM thanked us for coming to their game and asked how we all felt about it. Barbarian was dead honest and told DM that it was ridiculous. It was hardly a game at all. DM and Barbarian got into a small argument about it, and all the players, myself included, left shortly after. I never attended a game run by this DM again. My friend Cleric, who invited me, apologized for the way the game went and explained the DM had never done anything like that before. They told me the DM had always run interesting and entertaining one-shots and short campaigns and never once inserted overpowered DMPCs. Cleric did say the DM had NPC characters that were clearly based on DM's past campaign characters, but they had supposedly never been problematic and served more as shoutouts to past campaigns the DM took part in. Cleric participated in one other one-shot run by DM after this and told me they left early because DM was inserting overpowered enemies, and Cleric didn't want to stick around for the eventual DMPC boss fight. Good, I'm glad you left. And for this guy, this freaking guy, to just start inserting his previous characters as references, like they're supposed to matter or be important to people. Like, it's fine if you have a character, like your favorite character that you have. It's fine if you want to make a powerful character that assists the party, but they have to assist the party, not be overpowered. They have to be the support for the main cast, which are your players, not hijack the light and everything. What is going on with this guy? I think he's just going through withdrawal of wanting to play as this crazy cool awesome DMPCs, but instead he thinks, in my games I can make my super awesome crazy sexy amazing badass DMPCs my own heroes, and the party, the players, can be my audience members for how cool my DMPCs are. Oh my god, genius idea. Yeah, good luck finding people that want to sit through a play. Write a book or a screenplay. Don't play D&D at the situation. Christ, dude. Clearly, this is the wrong way to do this. This is the wrong way to handle the situation. So as long as you're not doing this, what the DM has done, I think you're doing just fine. And with that, that's going to be all our stories for today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and thanks so much for being here. If you like what I do, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. Also, if the RPG Horror Stories ever goes down, or if you want to submit your own personalized horror story, email is down in the description below. I'll see you again in more Tales tomorrow. Bye-bye.